When your child is diagnosed with food allergies, life changes fast because it has to. As a parent, you have no choice but to hit the ground running and do your best to keep up. This module will teach you to keep food and nutrition from grocery shopping to meal prep as simple as possible while learning about all the benefits of whole food nutrition on a child's developing immune system. I'll share why it's important to keep it simple when it comes to diet and nutrition, not only to limit the overwhelm of constantly needing to read labels, but also to cultivate the gut microbiome and immune health with as many simple, whole, natural foods as possible. Full disclosure, this information may feel like a lot and even unnecessary. You may ask, Emily, why are you focusing on cultivating gut health if we just want to keep our child safe from food allergies? And I feel you. In the first few months of Ollie's food allergy diagnosis, cultivating gut health was the last thing I was interested in. I was in survival mode. But hear me out. After years of researching and interviewing leading medical research doctors in immunology, this module is essential. Most food allergy research being done right now is around the relationship between the gut microbiome and how it impacts inflammation and severe allergic reactions. So while the module may feel like drinking out of a fire hose at times, I'll try and distill down the important facts and condense years of translating research and interviews to make it more palatable. Cultivating your child's gut health is incredibly important to maintaining and improving their health. Many oral immunotherapy clinical trials require their patients to take pediatric probiotic supplements during therapy because we know how interrelated the microbiome or gut health is with allergies and sensitivities. This module will be a deeper dive into the world of bacteria in your gut, which feels a little magic school busy. If it feels like too much is being thrown at you, you can return to this information anytime. Children with food allergies have specific dietary restrictions and needs, but the main idea of this chapter, keep it simple, is just as important for parents focused on supporting their child's whole body health and cultivating their developing immune systems. Ollie's diagnosis was a relief to me somehow. Finally, I knew what not to feed him, but figuring out his new restrictive diet and what foods were safe for him to eat was overwhelming and incredibly time-consuming. I spent hours in the grocery stores analyzing food labels and Googling ingredients. I was familiar with reading labels from my background in nutrition, but I wasn't familiar with all of the updated different labeling laws and manufacturing disclosures. Once I sat in the middle of the market with boxes piled all around me, emailing and calling companies to ask about their allergen cross-contact procedures and their natural flavors and their ingredient labels. And even that wasn't enough. Even though Ollie only ate allergy-free products after I meticulously scoured its ingredients, he'd sometimes react anyway. This happened to us more times than I can count. I call those mystery reactions and documented them in the food journal I kept that I mentioned in the previous chapter. I brought this journal to his allergy appointments so we could identify and track trigger ingredients. Still, multiple ingredients could have triggered his reaction, and I'd usually leave the appointments feeling miffed and like I knew less, not more. That overwhelming struggle is how I came to the mantra that now guides how I feed Ollie and our family. Keep it simple. It was clear that avoiding packaged products was the easiest way to minimize Ollie's risk, so I stopped using them for the most part and focused on feeding him natural, whole foods instead. But don't get me wrong. I definitely live in a modern world full of sugar, packaged convenience products, and environmental toxins. We are modern people living in a modern world. Not to sound so doom and gloom, but even our dirt is full of heavy metals. Many of us just don't live in a blue zone bubble. We have to give ourselves the grace to adapt and just do our best. When you can return to keeping it simple and the pillars in this module as often as possible, you are doing great. And when you can, apply what you're learning and build their new diet with simple, natural ingredients as often as possible. Now, let's go on that magic school bus ride into this module's First pillar, the microbiome.